Hey everybody, welcome back to the Wild Heart Podcast. I'm your host Bianca, and I have a very special guest today, all the way from Namibia. Okay,
Mm.
her name is Emily Kandanga, and she's amazing. She is this mental and movement coach, and she's so inspirational, and just empowering. You have like a beautiful story, and I'm just so excited for everybody to hear this story today. So thank you so much for being on. I'm happy to have you here.
Thank you so much for having me, Bianca. I must enunciate so y'all can hear me. Thank you, thank you.
Absolutely. So I know we were already like chatting it up before we officially started, but definitely, tell our listeners just a little bit about yourself and about what it is that you do.
Perfect. Thank you so much once again, Bianca. You're
Yes.
such a soul. It's so
Thank
lovely to
you.
meet you and connect with you. And I'm so excited to have my first podcast feature. Like when I
I
started my
know.
podcast, this is not what I thought I'd be doing. So, yay! My name is Emily Kandanga. For those of you listening, thank you so much for tuning in and supporting Bianca on her
Yes.
podcast. It is amazing, and
Yes.
I love how intentional every episode is for you. So I was also checking out your podcast, and I'm here for
Yes.
it. So I'm from Windhoek, Namibia. For those of you who don't know, it's like a country located just above South Africa. That's unfortunately how I always had to explain it whenever I live in another country and try and tell them where I'm from. But yes, we are located in Southern Africa, and we are a vibe. And there are some of
Yes.
us who are a major vibe, and I'm that girl.
Yes. Come on, say that.
But yeah, that's me. I love all things movement, nutrition. Recently, manifestation through a client of mine that I started training, like personal training, and she opened up my world in terms of manifestation. I never knew what it was. Well, I always knew what it was, but I never really knew how powerful it could be when you use it so intentionally. So I was like, yes. And I was really in a phase where I had just quit my job. I'm just going into it. I had just quit my job, and I was like looking for something because I was like, I know I left this job for a reason. Like,
Yeah.
what is it? So when that came to me and how it resonated with me, all the principles, the teachings, the inner work, I was like, I'm ready to do this inner work and to show up and to heal myself and to really just be um me, who I was supposed to
Yeah.
be. I don't even want to say my best self. I'm so tired of saying my best self because I'm like, your best self is who you are now. And then the
Yeah.
next version of you is the next version of you. But who you are right now is your best self. So,
I love that.
yeah.
Yeah. That's so true. Like, like we're already our best selves just by showing up, just making that choice. You're already there. Like a lot of people never make the choice. So that's awesome.
Hmm.
Yeah. So how long have you been a coach? Like I know you said you recently quit your job, and how many years was that now?
So it's been a year in April. It was a year in April.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Like, wow, everyone in my life thought I was so crazy. My parents
Nope.
mainly, they were like, what is our child doing? All of the education, all of the
I
time and
feel
money.
like our parents come from like a different generation, and they do it because they love us. They worry because they love us. They're like, what? You're quitting your job. How are you going to
Yeah.
pay for your bills? How are you going to pay for food?
Yeah.
How are you going to pay for your family? And it's just like, I'm figuring it out.
Yeah.
Thank you
Yeah.
for worrying. I'm not going to ask you for money, at least not yet. Like,
Yes.
like
Don't worry. So yeah, no, they didn't really understand, and they definitely were worried about my medical aid support. And they were like, "What's gonna happen?" But I luckily my partner has been so supportive. He's actually been the one of the main reasons that I took the leap, because he was just like, "You need to do what you want to do." That's what he always tells me. He was always like, it's up to you. Ultimately, it's what you want to do." And I love that he helps me honor myself so much and what I want to do. He never makes me feel like I'm crazy and like what I'm trying to do and the vision that I have for the life in the world that I want to live in is just like, he doesn't think it's so out there, and I love that. So I feel so safe
Yeah.
to dream and to dream big.
That's a blessing, because that is not everybody's,
Yeah.
like thing. Like some people don't have that support, and
Situations.
I'm
Yeah.
glad that you have that. That's amazing.
Thank you.
Yeah. And so did you always know that that you would be an entrepreneur, let alone, like a coach?
Man. So I've always been in terms of school and stuff, I didn't really know what I wanted to study when it came down to going to university. I was just kind of like, ah! So I ended up doing hospitality. I did a diploma in hospitality, then I did my honors in event management slash project management. And I mean, I did the things. I went through the motions, got the job, did the things, and then I was like, this doesn't really make sense. And while I was studying is when while I was in university is when I discovered fitness, and I just fell so deeply in love with how I felt like every time I
Yeah,
exercised. I just honestly fell in love with that feeling, and I was like, this I could do forever. and,
I love
and so
that.
that's what like opened me up even to the journey of manifestation, because it wouldn't be through me walking the path of being a personal trainer that I wouldn't have met my client who opened me up to manifestation. So I'm just like, look at that. It's just like these beautiful synchronicities that I know are not coincidences. So it's
Absolutely.
just so cool to watch everything unfold.
Yeah. And so just tell us more, so with your coaching, is it all like locally? Are you
Mm.
online?
Sure, let me tell you a little bit. So, when I first got started, which was literally this year in like June, is when I decided. I was like, I think I want to create a program. And then I was like, then my ego was like, create a program? What you doing? What you know about creating a program? Who you think you are?
Right.
What you know? And so it took me a while, like a good 2 months, bouncing back and forth. Like, I'm gonna do it. I'm not gonna do it. I'm gonna do it. I'm not gonna do it. And then eventually I was like, we're gonna do it. We're gonna do it. And I committed. I just started creating the content, started shooting the content. And before you knew it, I had a whole program, like an 8-week manifestation course ready
Wow.
to go. And so just put it out there. And mind you, manifestation is something so new here.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of people are so scared to even venture and even want to think differently, talk about things differently. So I'm really honestly making it my mission to put this word in front of as many people as I can and let them know that it's really not what you think it is. It ultimately means just to create. It's just this fancy word for creation. And it's something that we're all already doing. And
Yeah.
especially with like the Christian community and stuff here, like people, I think people are just like spiritual, like it's some trepidation that I'm totally accepting of and like welcome to the conversation about. Back to your question. My code, yes, my
Oh
programs
no,
are
you're
online.
no, no, get into it. It's okay, I promise.
I was like, Emily, you've gone off again. You didn't answer the question.
It's okay. It's okay.
So yeah, no, my programs are offered online right now. I actually, um, I'm gonna say it. I was hosting with Thinkific, but just in terms of costing and everything here, where I am, where the currencies are converting, the things
Yeah.
were not making sense. So I actually ended up looking for another platform, and I found another one now that I'm busy migrating my course to, because it's just more cost effective for me right now, even though I know in the future I'm going to be back on Thinkific. It's just that I don't know, it's the part of me that doesn't really believe that this thing is going to work. And so she's like, girl, get yourself on the cheaper thing so that if it
No.
doesn't work, you're going to be like,
Look,
peace.
it's okay to be efficient, like when it comes to cost, like especially
Yeah,
now, like you said, the
it's so
conversions,
true.
they
Hey.
are they are okay. Like, so I'm with you. Like, we have to be smart in our businesses, right? And we
Yeah.
have to be able to make a profit. So it's okay to be like, okay, this platform is going to get the job done. This platform is still,
Mm.
something that I like. but it's just a little bit more cost efficient from where I currently am. And that's
Yeah.
it's totally
I
okay, you
love
know?
it.
Yeah, like we don't
We
have to
get
be
it.
on all the name brand platforms or whatever, you know, that is. Like it's okay. And as long as you
Yeah.
have like a good marketing strategy and stuff, your people are still going to find you. So yeah.
Amen. Mm.
Yes. um so how long I'm piggybacking because
No, no problem.
just like to be able to quit your job, that is no small feat. I've been saying that I was going to quit my job for the last 3 years now, and I'm still there. You know what I'm saying? Uh,
Wow.
it's hard, right? Like you said, like we have that whole like mentality of like, am I really about to do this? Am I really, like it's that security
Mm.
blanket,
Yeah.
and like how, like what did that moment feel like for you? Like when it was just like, I'm gonna quit my job and I'm gonna do it. Like how long did it take you to actually quit from the moment that you said you were
Mm.
gonna quit?
It took me a good year and a half because I actually thought about quitting right before COVID. Like in 2019, I was already like at the end, I was like talking to my parents, telling them, y'all, I'm really thinking about doing this and just doing fitness full time. My dad is like, huh? You're gonna do what? So yeah, and then he actually put his fear into me, and now I'm
Mm-hmm.
so glad that I'm so self-aware because now I'm like, hold up, your beliefs are not mine, and I do not need to
Yeah.
carry them, wear them like armor. So
Yeah.
literally, literally, I was like, okay. He was like, the economy and what, and then COVID happened. I mean, 2020 happened, and I was like
2020
so glad
happened.
I have a job. Yeah, I was like, thank God I got a salary. Well, who would I be training? Like, who am I seeing?
Right.
Like, and we hadn't
Man.
figured out this whole online thing yet. We hadn't figured anything out. So it was just so uncharted territory. So I took that time for 2020 to really plan what I wanted to do, figure out all the different elements that I could incorporate into my offering, which I still do now. I still do online training sessions, because I have clients all over. Ah, what a blessing! So I
That's a
still do
blessing.
online training sessions and stuff. So that's still a part of it. And where was I going with this? Like I've lost it. I've lost it. Was talking about online training. Oh yes, how did I get here? I think that's what you asked.
Yeah.
So yeah, so I did eventually leave my job in 2021, which was yeah, a better year. I said, you know what? I no more excuses. I know what COVID is. I know how to mitigate or at least do what I need to do. And I had a voice, Bianca. I heard a voice, and
Yeah.
this voice would not stop coming to me. And it often came to me while I was sitting at work at the office. And it would just be like, it's time to leave. It was so clear. It was always in this right ear that it was so like prominent. Like, and I was like, oh my gosh, what is this? Like, what? Like,
Right.
where are we going? And so it took a while, but then ultimately I just said, you know what? I'm going to listen to this voice. I didn't know what it was at the time, really couldn't have called it my intuition. Now I can. But back then I was like, I'm just following this voice. It feels good. It feels safe. It feels calm. Like this voice is calm. It's like saying, Emily, it's like, it was like a gentle nudge. Like,
Yeah.
it's time. It's time. And so eventually I gave in my notice. I served my notice throughout my notice period. I was like, oh my gosh, what am I doing? My ego was like, where are you going? Come back. And I considered so many times, like telling my boss at the time, like, never mind, I just changed my
Right.
mind. I'll be right here. And so the period came up, and then actually, what had happened was so strange. My grandmother, who raised me, passed like within the same week that was like my last week of work. And so
Wow.
I didn't
I'm
really get to
sorry.
serve. Thank you, thank you. But I
Yeah.
really do feel like her passing was her giving me permission to do whatever the heck I wanted to do, because I feel like if she was around, just from her, the way she's grown up, what she's been conditioned to know, this my current life path would not have sat well with her. So I was
Yeah.
like, was like, you know what? This is her giving me permission to like live out and be all the things that she couldn't get to experience in her people's people. So I was like, I'm gonna change this up for our lineage. And it's just, I see how powerful that is. I see how important this me showing up and me doing my inner work and me being so bold and open and you know, not afraid to talk about it, because too a lot of people are scared to talk about things.
Yeah.
Like,
Hmm. And it's
yeah.
so funny, right? Because it's just like, I don't know if you notice, at least for me, like as I like kind of like transition and like start to elevate, you know, with the things that I'm like serious about, like in my purpose and in my calling, the people that like speak negatively and doubt and all that stuff, they kind of falling off by the wayside. I don't know if that's been
Yes,
your experience, like where it's just like
very easily too, like
person, yeah, like
effortless.
dang, she was just there. He was just there. What happened to him? Like, you know, like, huh, I have not talked to this person in a while. And then it's just like, well, oh well, like, you know, like
Yeah, I don't miss them, they don't miss me, it's all good.
right, it's all good. It's all love. Like, hey, that's fine. um And so for like for you, like I know I want to say like in your podcast episode, and I'm gonna make sure I link I think it's Empower. Wait, I wrote it down. Did I?
Yes, empowered
Empower
by
by
M's.
M's. Yeah. So like in your podcast episode, I want to say it was like your second episode, and you were just talking about how I want to say it was like 2009, right? That you said like your fitness journey
Mm.
like kind of started. Is that right?
Mm-hmm. Yes, in
Okay.
university, exactly.
So were you like, cause you like just like looking like on Instagram and everything, like you look really fit, right? So have you
Thank you.
always just kind of been naturally fit, or was it just like 2009, like
No,
that it really
actually,
took off?
that's a funny story. I was my just fell in love, like I said, with the way that I felt, but I hadn't been always fit at all. In fact, one of the reasons that I started seeking exercise and like seeking some sort of, it was, I think I went into it very preventative when I first started it, because I was like, somebody had put a fear in me that I was going to be fat, that it was going to be like, we have big boned people in our family, and it's like, yeah, they were like, that's where you're going to end up, like so and so. And I was like, it just didn't register well with me. I was like, why would something like that happen to me if I have control over it? So I was
Yeah,
like, so I took it into my control, and I was just like, so it was very from this like scared place, and I'm so glad that it has evolved into something bigger and something more purposeful, even for myself, and the way that I move, the way that I exercise, very intentional. I don't do the random stuff I used to do anymore. I don't exercise because I feel like I need to. I know when I need to rest. I know when I need to just deload. I know when I need to stretch. Like, it's just that journey for me too has evolved so beautifully that I'm like, yes, I'm
yeah,
like, I know what I'm doing in the gym. I know what I'm doing with my food, and I just know how to take care of myself in that aspect. And that's like all I want my clients to learn, and to have that same confidence and just know like, okay, it's fine. I've got this.
you're right. That's awesome. Um, so in your like in your programs, do you feel like you lean more to like one-on-ones, or do you offer group coaching?
So right now, my only offering that my nervous system is regulated to do is group coaching. I'm
Okay,
working up to
that's
the rest of the things. Yeah, I'm working up to the rest of the things because I'm such a newbie that I'm like, I mean, I coach people in person all the time, one on one. Like, I'm always preaching to my clients. They
right.
just need to ask me one question. I'm like, did you know that this and then this? So I'm always doing it, but it's just a different element, I think, when you're like, you put up this massive price tag on it, or at least what I have seen all these one-on-one coaches in this manifestation world doing. It's like this big price tag, and it's like, oh my gosh, will I deliver? So my nervous system is not there yet. and
I
and my
get that.
client who yeah, my client who's like who I call her my manifestation coach, she serves an audience based in Germany. So we're like she just helps me along in my journey so much. And she always tells me, do what feels good for you. Like, do what feels in alignment. Don't do more. I remember I was trying to ask her about pricing one of my programs because I was like I've created this thing, now what? Like, how much do I charge? I just know that it took so much work and effort.
Yeah.
Workbooks, there are meditations, there's so much. And I'm like, I need this to feel like worth the time and effort that I've put in this, but I don't want people to be so scared and like be like, what the heck? We're not gonna do that.
Right.
So it took me a while to even price my programs. Now I just solely lean into how they feel. I'll always pick like a high point, then I'll pick a low point, and always like find somewhere in the middle where it feels really good for my nervous system. And I'm like, yes, I'm being rewarded for my efforts.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
As you mentioned, so how long did it take you to create your course, like your courses for your program?
So I've created the one program called Manifest It. It's 8 weeks, and that took me like a good 3 months to create it. Yeah, a good 3 months.
That
But I was also like, I was working hyper fast because like when I announced that I was creating this, people were like, "Where's the program?" And I was like, "Ah."
okay.
Where is
That's
it?
like from someone who is like, starting to like get into like coaching for like purpose and lifestyle coaching, that is no small feat to
Mm.
complete a program, right? How did you like? I'm just like 3 months. I'm like, what is she, superwoman? Like, hold on, because I'm struggling
Every single
personally.
free time that I had, sometimes I'd find myself waking up like at the crack of dawn because my subconscious is just like, why are you sleeping? You got a program to create. And I would get up, turn my light on, and I'm like recording. It's freaking dark outside. I'm like, I hope they can't tell that it's not. But yeah, it was every single free moment that I had, I just added bits and bits. And I'm such a firm believer. I think this is what keeps me going, that like every freaking step that you take, it
Yeah.
matters. Like, doesn't and you I think we downplay so much of our efforts. And I'm just like, I've gotten to the point where I'm like, I know if I give XYZ effort, and I'll like put a cap on it, especially on, so I'm not overworking myself because I still have to see clients and I still got to do other things. So I'm like, I will do XYZ videos, 3 videos or 5 workbooks or whatever, and I will like get it done, and then I know I'm done. And that dopamine hit is ridiculous. That's what keeps me going. I'm like, yo,
Yeah.
check.
So did you have your courses, like your program completed like before you started coaching, or was it just kind of like you kind
So
of winged it?
I James Webmore. Do you know James Webmore?
I don't think so,
You
no.
need to follow James Webmore. Okay,
James
take his name
Webmore.
down. He is the digital CEO man. He's out here how to be 6-figure, 8-figure, 10-figure. Are they 10 figures? Entrepreneurs in the digital space. He's the man. He has amazing free content and he has this amazing program. And his podcast, his podcast is where it
Oh,
started. And I was like, oh my goodness, the knowledge. And he's just such a fun guy to listen to. So what was your question? But I knew it was related to James.
oh no, just like when you started coaching, did you already have your
Yes.
program finished? Yeah.
So he has this program. Thank you so much. He has
No,
this
of course.
program called monetize, or this concept called monetize before you make it, which is like, okay, get people in. Then like start, once you're selling and you're making money and you know this is something people are interested in, and then you can like complete it instead of spending 6 months creating something that you don't know people are going to be interested in.
Mm,
So I really took that to heart, and I was like, okay, let me create like half of it. It
right.
was more than half because I'm an overachiever. And I just left like 2 modules, and I was like, okay. And then I started, and then I sold 4 spots in my first launch, and I was like, yes, this is
That's
amazing.
awesome. Yeah.
So I have 5 amazing, beautiful humans in my program right now. It's wrapping up early October. And it's just so exciting. I just can't believe it. Like when they're coming to me and they're telling me their breakthroughs, I'm just like, like I can't breathe. It's so crazy. I'm just
Yes.
like, Oh, I feel so affirmed. I feel like, yes, you made the right decision.
Yeah. Did you have any idea, like when you started, that this would be like how it would feel and how it would be?
Hell no. Can we say hell? It's your podcast.
Yes, look, it's okay.
I definitely did not. I quit my job to do fitness full time. That was my only intention. I was like, I'm gonna get my clients, I'm gonna do what I love every day. And
Yeah,
client who opened me up to this world that I was like, this was why I quit my job. There, the universe always, universe, source, God, whoever it is that you call upon, always has something so much way more grand than you could ever fathom. Like the
yeah,
possibilities are so infinite, and we could never even think of the things that could be brought into our lives. And when we walk this path.
yeah. That's so true.
Yeah.
That's very true. Like it's always like whatever we thought is kind of amplified. Like especially like I feel like once you've
Yes.
actually found what your purpose is, it's just like, okay, finally, now that you figured that out, let me show you what it's really supposed to be, you know?
This is what it's supposed to be. And I
Yeah,
feel so affirmed in you, like reaching out to me. I was like, what? Little old
I
me,
know.
Olivia?
You said that. I was like, oh, good. Like I was like, cause you know, like it's nerve wracking. Kind of like when you see people online and you're like instantly like feel like a connection, or you like feel like have the sense of like you're inspired by them and stuff like that. It's
Mm,
like that that mindset of like that imposter syndrome. There we go. I couldn't think of the word. Like where it's just,
yes.
am I good enough to reach out to this person? And like me also like kind of being like a perfectionist, and it's like anything that you do, right, like in your business or anything that you kind of put your heart into, it's just like that rejection sucks, right? So it's just
Yeah.
like, okay, Bianca, it's okay if they say no. It's gonna be okay, it's like it's really not gonna be, you're probably gonna cry about
Yeah.
it, but it will be okay. Like,
Have you had people say no?
yeah, like
That's not nice.
I
I'm a yes woman. If it feels in alignment, I mean, not even say I'm a yes woman. If it feels in alignment, I am
yeah.
a yes
And that's what
woman.
like when I'm like I am intentional, about the people that I've reached out to thus far. Like I want to make sure that we are in alignment and
I
connected and
love
things like
that.
that
You have such a
before.
good like sense for that. That's a
Yeah,
skill.
thank you. Like yeah, it really is. So that's why I was just like, so like the few times I was just like, really? And I'm just like, God, like really, like like. So I don't know, like I'm just like, but it's just like that shot, like that, oh, like ouch,
Oh,
like like,
to the ego.
yeah.
I want to
But
ask you a question. I hope I can.
yeah, of
I saw
course.
you have a business, Melanin and Curls. How fun!
Yeah, thank you. Yes. So that's
And you
actually that's
make
my
all the products yourself?
I make all the products. Like I'm out of stock in some like the products right now, and I'm doing like a whole remake because like I have like my like loyal customers and then some new customers like, hey, I was on your site and you out of stock.
Yeah.
Like that's good news. But when you restock it, and I was like, I'm
Yeah.
working on this weekend. I guess I will be laboring on Labor Day weekend. Like um, but yeah, so that was actually like my first like pull into like entrepreneurship. So like all the
Mm,
products, they're all natural, handmade.
wow.
A lot of the ingredients are like organic, but they're like
Mm,
no, harsh or harmful ingredients in them.
mm.
And they're for both hair care and skin care. So,
Love
and that's been
it.
a little
Oh,
over a
Melanin
year
and
now.
Curl.
Yeah.
That's genius. I don't know why I didn't get that when I first read it. I was just like, this is such a catchy name. But then
Thank
it didn't click
you.
to me why you called it that. And it's so
I
genius.
appreciate that. Names have never been easy for me to figure out. Like,
Mm,
so it took, I think that was like the third name. Like, I had two other
mm.
names. And I was just like, this isn't sitting with me. And
Yeah.
then that happened, and I was like, I like
Yeah.
this. This
Yeah.
resonates. I'm going to stick with it.
It's very unique. I was like, I don't think I've seen this one like said, not in
Thank
that
you.
way, not
Yeah.
curls. Like melanin and something else, but like I was like, this is a vibe. I love that because I'm actually like for my I've always been so interested in I mean, I'm a whole wellness human. So like for me it's holistic. It's your skin, it's your mental, it's your
Yeah.
physical, it's everything. So skincare is one thing that I'm so interested in. And I was like, oh my gosh, she makes products. Is this a sign, universe?
Right.
Because I've really been wondering with that idea. I'm like, I really want to do something like also super, super organic, vegan, you
Yeah.
know, cruelty free, the works, and like, yes,
And I think you
create.
should, like, it's, I don't know, especially like if you like you feel that there's like some type of tug to do it, I say do it.
Mm.
And there's so many different ways to like create a beauty brand. Like I know so many people, like I'm a part, like I have like my products in a beauty supply store here in Chicago. And thank you. And when I was like like connecting with all the fellow like owners in that beauty supply, and a lot of them did
Mm.
not make their own products. I was like, I thought this was the route that we took. It's not. They were like, nah, girl. I went to a chemist, and I was like,
Yeah.
huh. So there are like so many different routes that you can
Different,
take.
exactly. And I
Yeah.
actually found a chemist who that's based in South Africa, so I'm really strongly considering going that route because I know it's in Namibia we're like still so small when it comes to manufacturing and those big factory type stuff. So we always have to outsource it somehow, unless you're like in your kitchen cooking things up, which I know there are a
Yeah.
lot of local brands doing that. And I'm like, yo, kudos, kudos to you. But I'm like, let me be smart and efficient. Okay. I have attracted and manifested the abundance to be able to just like be like, this is what I want, make it happen.
Right. Make it happen. Send me those tester items and I'll say yay or
Yeah.
nay. You as look.
Yeah.
I've thought about it. Like now being in it for like a year, I've had those moments. I'm like, I love the business. But do I really love this part of it? Maybe
All
not.
you're going to be
Like,
able to do, I mean, as you grow is to open your own and teach your chemists your formulas and expand it
yeah.
that way so that you take
And
the load
that's the
off
thought
you.
that I had. Like when I tell you,
Yeah.
like now that like most of my formulas are like the ones at least that I already have online to public, those are solid
Yeah.
formulas. They've been tested and they've been
Nice.
tried and all seasons.
Mm.
So I would definitely love to get that to like the chemist and like, hey, how much would you charge to make these?
To
Like I just need
mass
you
produce
to
this. Yeah.
manufacture these and get these out for me. Like what would that look like? So that's like
Love
maybe
it.
like to like year two, like I'll consider that more as I'm growing.
Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah, we'll definitely see. But I
I
definitely say
love it
like
for you.
thank you. Like I would like because your skin like is gorgeous, number one. Like I was looking at that and then I was like looking at your videos like where you were on like Facebook and stuff. I'm like, oh my God, like you're gorgeous. I was like, you have good skin. I was like, I love your hair. I was just like, so yeah, like I definitely say if that's something that's calling you, like just look into it, see,
Yeah. I'm
you
so gonna do
know.
my research. You have sealed the deal. Because I was like 1, 2, 3. You're my number 3, so I'm doing it.
See, there you go. um, so like what do you see like like just like kind of down the line, like what are some other things that you're manifesting and some other things that you
Mm,
want, like even personally or just in your business?
I love this question. I'm currently manifesting a car, and I've realized that I have so many blocks around receiving a car. I don't have all these false beliefs. I believe you have to have a job so that you can approach the bank and then the bank can say, here, go get your car. Like that
Yeah.
is ingrained. And I'm like, Lord, I know that's one thing this weekend. I'm going to work on that. I'm going to work on blasting that belief because it's so strong. And I'm
Yeah.
just like, what is this? And I think it's just from seeing my parents work. My dad worked the same job all his life. So for him also, everything that he has is so tied to his job and what he was
Yeah.
able to create while he had a job. So I'm like, now I'm like, here I am with no job. And I'm like,
Right.
I want a car. And I'm like, hey, where's it coming from? So yeah, I'm manifesting a car. I'm manifesting much more happiness in my life. I've seen
Yeah.
that just being able to be happy on a day-to-day basis is so underrated. People are walking around so miserable. And
Mm-hmm.
I'm so glad that I'm happy on a day-to-day basis. I'll have my days, yeah, but I know how to self-regulate really well now. I have my tools. I'll meditate, I'll exercise, I'll do what I need to do. I'll, take myself away from people. So that self-awareness, I just want that to continue enhancing and like getting more heightened. I'm also manifesting a lot more healing because I realize there are a lot of things in my subconscious that I do not know about that I
Yeah.
really want to bring to the fore and deal with and process because they're definitely subconsciously holding me back in one way or the other. So I want to like release all of that. I'm so into hypnotherapy. I found Juliet C. Obodo. Do you follow
Juliet
her?
C. Obel. I don't. I'm like Juliet C. Oboda.
Yeah, she's
Juliet.
her
Okay.
name on Instagram is the $1,000,000 hypnotist. And she's a hypnotherapist, like certified to the highest degree. She's busy getting her PhD right now. I think she's based somewhere in the States, but originally from Nigeria. And I'm like, hypnotherapy. So she's all about the subconscious mind. And her main offering is just creating subliminal audios and hypnosis for people to kind of listen to for like 30 days, 90 days at a time to help reprogram your subconscious according to like whatever you're, looking to fix or improve. So I'm like, yes, I'm just manifesting more and more growth, more personal development so that I can heal, I can be better for my family, for my clients who I coach, so I can show up better, so that I can really help them, create those transformations that they're looking for. And yeah,
Yeah.
just be that girl.
Be that girl. I mean, you already are, but I definitely like just to make sure that you stay that girl and just
Yeah.
kind of stay on track. No,
Yeah.
I'm with you. It's hard. Like how do you pour into yourself? Like, like I know you're out, you're coaching,
Mm.
all these amazing people, but how are you being fed?
It's so, oh, a woman after my heart that you asked that question. Because honestly, today I was like, child, this day was testing me. I was like, so pooped. I was so tired. I was like, everything was so back to back. And I've curated my days in a way that I have like these free pockets of time. But something
Yeah.
happened with scheduling and I had to see clients back to back. And I was just so overwhelmed. And I was like,
Yeah.
I want to go home and lay in my bed. So, so in those like moments like today, I had like a good hour to myself, which normally would be 3 on a good day. So I was
Yeah.
like, okay. And for me, my brain is like, you have an hour. It's ticking. Time is ticking. What are you doing with your hour? Are you sleeping? What are you doing? Are you reading?
Man.
So, so I just like to take those little pockets of time and just do whatever it is I want. If I want to work, I'll work a little bit. If I just want to lay there and catch up on some Real Housewives of Atlanta, that's what I'm doing.
Yes.
So it's just I'm really so gentle with myself and I don't judge myself in those periods. And I know that when it's time to work, I'm sitting there and I'm working. But in those
Yeah.
moments in between clients where things are a bit rush, I'll just sort of rest the way that I feel called to in that moment. But I also love to sleep.
Sleep
I
is
love to
important.
cook.
Okay.
I love to cook and eat. So
Yeah.
cooking for me is a therapy and it's one of my love language. I love feeding people that I love. So I will cook and just immerse myself into the food and whatever I'm doing and I just forget about everything. I will exercise, I will meditate, I listen to music,
Yeah.
hang out with people who make me feel alive, people who are not sapping my energy because I'm a reflector by human design. Do you know your human design? Yes,
I don't look. I feel like I know, but maybe not like technically know.
yeah, we
'Cause I
all
feel like
know.
we know. Yeah, like we know what feels right, right? Like as soon as
Yeah,
something's like going against the grain, we're like, yeah, no, this
it's
is
like
not it. Like,
so I'm a reflector and I have really open centers. Like all of my centers are open. So I easily absorb other people's energies. I'm always so aware and attuned to how people are feeling. And it's easy for me to get swept up in other people's mess. So I always want to
Mm-hmm.
curate the people that I surround myself with, so I know that they're not pouring their nonsense into me and they're not sapping my life force. So
Yeah.
yeah.
That's true. And it's funny, like that's for sure. That's me as well. Like I am like super like when somebody is around me and like they're not okay or they're sad or they're hurting, like I always
Mm.
feel that. Okay, what's up? Like you good? Like what happened today? You want to
You
talk or you
just
just
might be
need
a
to
reflector.
yeah. um,
I,
and then it's just like when those days when I know that I am not like at my best,
mm,
I'm like,
it's
I think I'm
just
gonna stay
like,
away from people today
yeah,
because I don't
yeah,
want to put that out
yeah.
there on other folks.
It's actually so true. We give off, I feel like you're a reflector. We give off a lot of energy like easily. People pick up on our
Yeah.
energies too very easily, and they can see when we're not like good, and that changes like the energy of everything. So
Everything.
I'm like,
Yep.
so I
I've
also just
definitely
like,
been there.
I'm like, don't call me.
I am definitely that way. Like I think back, like I had this moment. It was like a friend's birthday, and I was like just having a day, and it showed, and I felt so bad. Like I don't think I ruined her birthday, but it's bad. Like I was just like I should not come. But then it's like if you don't come, it's like how can you not come for my birthday? Like
Yeah,
so I feel like
yeah.
it was just like a lose lose
A lose
at
lose.
the beginning.
At the beginning, it's so true. I love that you say that because now my friends around me also know that when I say, listen, I'm not in the mood, they're like, never mind, we don't want you to come. I'm like, great. Because they know, like, I'm not going to be fun. I'm going to be
Yeah.
draining. I'm going to be like sitting there, like, when is this done?
I,
Like,
like I'm ready to go. Like I was ready to go when I got here, so we need to wrap this up. And the day ain't even about me, and I'm just like, let me bring it in.
I think
That's
it's
so
really good.
funny.
It's really important to articulate that and just like have your people around you know, like, and just honor that for you and help you, like, take care of yourself and show yourself that grace in that moment. Because when we force it, it's just like so inauthentic. We feel so out of
Hmm.
place. We regret the whole thing.
The
We
whole
hate what we're
thing.
wearing. Everything is just not fun.
Yes. Oh my goodness, that is funny. What was I gonna say? Oh, I lost it. Um, what types of like music and things do you listen to, or like have you been listening to as of late?
I love it. I listen to everything. I've always been that type of soul. I love a wide variety of everything. But right now, now that I'm so aware of how like we're unconsciously in some sort of a trance when we're listening to things and consuming content, I'm like, oh my
Yeah.
gosh, I can't even watch Real Housewives anymore. But I do. I still do. And I'm just like, these women are toxic.
Right. Just like I'll limit this. Maybe one show instead of the being last time. Yeah. I'm with
But I
you.
love me some healing frequencies, especially when I'm working in the background, some lo-fi tunes. Beyonce, is she a genre?
I think she might be. I think she's trying to make that space
She
for
is.
herself. Yeah.
So a lot of that, I literally listen to everything, country, gospel. On a good day, you listen to me, catch me listen to some Kirk Franklin.
Okay.
And then yeah, so it's really all over the place. I don't limit. It's what I really go off feeling. I'm such a feel human. So if it feels good and the music makes you feel good, I'm listening to it. I'm
Yeah.
saving it on my Spotify, adding it to some playlist so that I can never forget that this song made me feel good.
That's
Yeah.
awesome. So what's next for you? Like just in your business, like what do you plan or what do you hope to do like maybe in the next 6 months to a year?
Ooh, I love this. Like visions. I I plan to create more um bite-sized programs for my community because I realized that manifestation and this whole inner work situation is something that I need to give to them in bite sizes and to introduce them so that they can eventually lead into my main course. So my goal is to create a few more like bite-sized courses that people can consume easily that, you know, address limiting beliefs, address various issues. I'll just kind of take some topics from my main program and like chunk them down and yeah, have that be something that I'm constantly creating. Yeah, I love creating stuff.
Yeah.
So I'm just gonna keep creating things. My skincare line slash hair
Yes.
care slash body
Come on.
care, whatever.
Yes.
That is what's next. It's happening. I have said it. Oh my God, the universe has heard me. So, oh my God. So that's what's next. I'm getting married next year. That's also
Yeah.
next.
That's awesome.
And
Congratulations.
thank you again. And I would love to start planning for little me's roaming around, terrorizing my life. I would love some little people. And yeah, just more abundance, more happiness, and more impact. Like I wanna like just cover Namibia with a big hug and then begin to spread that hug to the
Yeah,
neighboring countries and eventually wherever I can reach, wherever I can go.
absolutely. I love that. That's awesome. And it's definitely going to be so many great things in your future, especially like getting married. Like that is just amazing. And it's a blessing. And then to be
True.
able to, to build your family, with your love and
Mm.
have that support from him. Like, because again, like when you were just talking about, he gave you that support and just, that push, like you can do this. Like he was a keeper right then. Like, because there are so many people like, hold on, like you trying to do what? And so who, supporting this thing,
Yeah.
So it's amazing that you have that. Definitely,
Thank
definitely.
you.
Yeah, that's awesome.
This was so fun, Bianca. Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you
Oh,
for being on, Emily. Like I am so happy I connected with you. Like,
I feel
yeah.
like I need to come back.
Look, me, when you said food that you was cooking, I was like, okay, so I'm coming to Namibia to eat at Emily's. Like I was making the mental note. And it's funny, like Africa
I
has like, and like just different parts of like Africa and things like that. Like they've
yes.
been on my list. Like I've always, wanted to. I've never been. I've never been to Africa. I've always wanted to come
Wow.
to Africa.
Definitely
So
come
it's
here first.
yeah. Okay, first, because I know somebody there now. Like I don't know anybody, anywhere else. So I'm like, I gotta go to some place where I know somebody.
Yes. I'll show you the things. We can plan this properly. I'll take
Exactly.
a whole week off my life because I know we're gonna have things to do, things to
Yes.
talk about.
Yes, I am with you. So like I'm definitely planning like my like 3 countries for 2023. Is
Mm,
Africa. So I'm like, okay, Namibia is like on the list of at the top since you're somebody
yes.
I know. And then I want to go to Greece, and then I
Mm,
want to go
me too.
to Canada. So those are my 3 places for
Interesting.
2023. Yeah.
What's in Canada, girl?
I don't know. I just wanted to see Niagara Falls. Like I'm just like, what is
Okay.
like I just wanna see that. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know about the season
Yeah.
because I
I
know
went
their
to
weather's
Canada.
like, huh?
I went to Canada on a school trip. So yes, Niagara Falls is something to see. It is for
Yeah.
sure. I was like, Canada.
I know it's weird. I'm like, people are like, really Canada? I'm like, yeah, like I just wanna, see what Niagara Falls is about and like it may be like kind of like go to the Grand Canyon. It's like you've seen enough? Okay, yeah, moving on to the next thing. It might be like that, where I might
Yeah.
just sit and like look at the water and journal, whatever. I don't know yet.
Yeah, I
But it's
love it. No,
definitely
but
like
if
a
you're feeling
play.
cold, it's definitely a reason for you to go there. So see
Yeah,
it through. Go to Canada, girl.
exactly. So I love that. And then do you have any like, anything that you would like to say or add, like something maybe that I didn't ask or a subject that we didn't touch
Oh
on
my
and you want to talk
goodness.
about?
I feel like we've just talked about all of the things
I know.
that I really honestly don't have anything to add other than show some love to my podcast and
Yes.
continue coming through for Bianca and showing her all the love. I love your community's there. I'm like, Bianca has reviews on her podcast.
I know.
She
I'm
just
so
started
excited.
her podcast. I'm like, yes,
And I don't even know
it is
who this person
possible.
is. I was like telling like my friends, I was like, who is this person? I was like, I wish she would just follow me on Instagram and say it was me that left the review. I just want to know who she is so I can thank her. Like I was ecstatic when I seen that review. I was like, come on. Like,
That's so beautiful. I love
yeah.
that for you.
And I'm definitely and then also because I'm not sure if you sent your bio yet. I'll double check, but I just want to make sure I
I'll send it.
Okay, yeah, for when your episode, and then you got like so many cute pictures, so you know you can send one of them or a few of them.
Cool.
I even love like your picture for your podcast cover art. I was like, this is amazing.
That's one of the places I would take you when you come to Namibia. That's where I'm
See?
actually going there this weekend. It's my favorite spot to just like
Yes.
get out of the city too.
I love that. I was like, where is she? Like I showed like my cousin, my cousin, we were talking.
It's the desert, honey.
Like, where is she? I was like, this is awesome. I was like, right, some good photos, some good like we can like do like a little picnic. I was like, we was just talking. We just
I love it.
We'd be clowning.
Picnic in the desert.
Yes. And but I was just like, so definitely make sure like send over your bio and one of those amazingly like cute photos that you already have, and then I'm gonna make sure I link James Webmore that you talked about, and then Juliet. I'm not gonna get her last name right.
Yeah, C.O. Bodo.
C.O. Bodo. Okay, see, I'll be able to listen to that, but I'll make sure I link that and then link in your podcast. And just like, you know, your program, like, you know, your website and your Instagram. So I'm gonna make sure I link everything in there so everyone knows where to find you and how to connect with you. Yeah, just get to know more about you because you're just wonderful. And I'm so happy that we got to connect today. Like, I'm just happy. You're like my first international guest. Yeah, so I'm just like, that's international. Okay. International, okay.
I'll take it.
Yes. So again, thank you so much, for agreeing to be on the podcast and just being amazing and sharing your story. Yeah, and I'm excited to connect further with you. So yeah.
Right? I'm like, I found my sister in the States. I need to go to Chicago, by the way.
Come on, but you know what? It's getting cold though, so we might have to try for spring. You know, summertime shy is always fine. Like, but this time, like when it starts to get cold, I would not recommend because I'm not even gonna be outside. Like, I'm not gonna be like, I'm not gonna be a good host and be able to show you around. So I'm like,
we're literally going into like summer, and it's like the hottest period of ever in this part of the hemisphere. So it's so interesting to me how the weather works and all of this stuff. I'm like, what? You guys are gonna be cold? We were
super cold
for like the last 4 months.
Wow. So we're reversed. Like you guys.
Yeah.
That's so fun. Like not fun, but like just funny. Like, wow, I never knew that. All right. Okay, I just learned something new for sure. That's funny. Okay.
Thank you so much, Bianca.
Thank you. I will talk to you later, and I'm gonna I'll message you on Facebook and stuff like that, and yeah, we're just gonna go from there.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Bianca. Have a beautiful No, it's a day. You guys are in a day. It's
and your evening. So yeah, so you have a good evening. Cook some good food, and enjoy time with your fiance. I'm gonna enjoy time before my son gets home because he's still in school. I'm so happy about that.
Oh, how old is he?
He is 11, going on 21. Child, you can't tell him nothing.
I can imagine. I'm like the things that come out of his mouth.
Yep.
But oh my gosh, we're never gonna end this. Like
I know.
Bianca.
Okay, all right. I'm going. I know because I can't talk all day, so I'm gonna stop. I'm gonna let you enjoy your night for real this time.
Bye, darling.
Bye. I'll talk to you later.
Ciao.
Bye.